Hello, and welcome to
Hello.
Safe Space. Yes, say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Absolute professionals. Yes, welcome to Safe Space, episode 12. Yes, this, if you don't know by now, we are a live sort of actual play tabletop role-playing game where we sit around and play the Mothership system, which I can never get to work on camera, by Tuesday night games, as you can see from PJ there. Yes, if you go to mothershiprpg.com, you can find loads of... there's the manuals there, there's loads of third-party extras, and I will say this, Tuesday night games are very pro third-party designing stuff, whether it be modules, tables, all kind of stuff for their system. And there's some absolutely fantastic stuff, because one of the things I like about Mothership as well, it's got a real design aesthetic which people have leaned into. So yeah, definitely check them out. But it is a survival horror game, so therefore we might get a little bit scary this evening. There might be some psychological sort of torment. There might be some monsters. There might be some me trying to freak my players out. If that's not for you, if it gets a bit tense, we totally understand. Just pull the ripcord. Unfortunately, my players have already talked to me about their lines and veils, and they're stuck here. But who are they? Well, let's introduce them now. From the top, in his new bunker.
I'm Jim, and I've moved downstairs, and I should be playing ZAM BRAZEL.
I love you say that like everyone knows what the rest of your house looks like.
Motherfucker's got stairs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no bungalows for me.
I'm Lizzie, and I shall be playing Wendy, and I'm exactly where I was previously.
Where Wendy is psychologically, that's another matter.
Yeah.
I'm Gavin.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I'm Gavin, and I'm playing Blaze KELVIN, and my webcam's shit.
Yes, Gavin may occasionally switch on and off, which is a technical issue we're trying to deal with. But he can always hear us, and we can always hear him, which is a little bit disturbing.
Like God.
Whether we're playing the game or not.
Yeah. I've got to roll a panic save. And lastly,
I'm PJ. I am playing Dr. Bill FORREST. I have nothing else to add.
but
anything.
But PJ and Dr. Forrest may have some more things to add to his list of things he has to worry about this evening.
Don't give me more conditions.
Yeah. I am Vince Hunt, and I am the GM/Warden for this game, the storyteller, tormentor, and generally just someone who is thoroughly enjoying playing this game with these wonderful people. And speaking of which, I think we might as well just get into it straight away, aren't we? So that's what the people are here for, to see what on earth happens on Cassius Prime on this week's episode of Safe Space. When we last spent time with Gibbous Incorporated junker vessel, the Susan O'Brien, they landed upon the planet Cassius Prime. More specifically, at the mining colony that resided upon the rocky planet's surface. The group gathered their things together and for the first time in a while stepped from their ship onto solid ground. They were escorted to the facility by a group of workers, and after some admin and some awkward conversations were let in. These awkward conversations included Zam's laser cutter, Bernice, and Blaze's pistol being confiscated by security. They were being kept in a safe place, but strangely the rules prohibited strangers walking in with firearms and industrial equipment that wasn't approved by the company. And naturally my players weren't happy about it. Oh well, c'est la vie.
Okay, we're over it now.
Yeah, we're over it.
You might be.
The administrator took the group to the living complex sector of the colony and showed them where they were staying for the next few weeks while they waited for the replacement parts for their vessel to arrive. Of course, their hyperdrive was badly damaged. In order to get back home, they needed it to be fixed. So for now, there's a bit of safety and an actual bed to sleep in while they wait. From there, they were left to their own devices, which meant an immediate trip to a bar to de-stress and get some booze down their necks. Most of the crew headed to a dive bar styled establishment called McCready's. ZAM BRAZEL, however, was not feeling super appreciated and decided to head out himself, heading to another bar situated in this colony called The Last Call. His night was one of beers, paid for with a sleek black credit card he found aboard the Icarus. There he drowned his sorrows in solitary and peace, and also a very brightly coloured Hawaiian shirt. So he really blended in with the crowd. Meanwhile, not far from him, in McCready's, the rest of the group were there, sharing a drink, and Wendy got into an altercation with a group of antisocial colony workers. The Doc, Blaze, Quill, Sarah and Roy watched on as 4 burly miners got their asses handed to them by someone who was clearly pleased to vent some anger, and maybe, just maybe, had some military training she wished to unleash. Although there was one moment when she laughed maniacally as she was being kidney punched, which scared the warden no end. Not long afterwards, Dr. FORREST had a moment, and he once again saw something out of the corner of his eye, a haunting presence that seemed to be following him ever since he was on the O'Brien. But how he would deal with its continued existence is anyone's guess. And that's where we pick up this week. Well, in fact, the camera opens up. We see a black screen, and we see the strumming of guitar, and a haunting cover of Only You in electro country plays as the camera then fades in to a smoky bar lit with warm colours and neons, a few people milling around, and a figure in a Hawaiian shirt sitting at the bar of The Last Call on Cassius Prime. Of course, sticking out like a glow stick in a cave with the way he's dressed, but ZAM BRAZEL sits nursing an empty pint glass. His eyes a little glassy and red. How would you, instead of me describing what Zam looks at this moment, let's catch the viewers and listeners up on what Zam looks like at this moment in time.
So he's going to be hunched over the bar. He's going to be like...
He's a few cups deep, isn't he? He's had a few. He's not wasted. But
he's 5 drinks in, I think we said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just going to be cradling this empty glass. Eyes a little red. He's not crying, but his bottom lip might
just
be
raining on his
quivering
face.
a little bit. Yeah.
Points for that reference. Love that.
So he's just kind of he's gone very quiet because I think when we last left him, he was up on a table singing, and now he's gone well into that kind of melancholy stage of being drunk.
Yeah. And like people are giving Zam his space, and like still sat at the bar, and occasionally the barman sort of checks on him, cleaning glasses, and over the melodies of the electro country cover songs, you're nursing your glass. Out of the corner of your eye, you see someone sort of just approach the bar. You hear more. The atmosphere is definitely picked up a little more. It's around you is the atmosphere of lots of people relaxing and having a good time. And just take it. It's a chilled atmosphere, but it's that nice moment of a pub. Do you know what I mean? Where everyone's just in a really good mood and talking and stuff. Where Zam's in a space of his own. Just out of the corner of your eye, you notice someone just approach you, and you see them order a round of drinks. And just out of the corner of your eye, it's sort of slightly blurry, but they just figure sort of looks over to you, and you just hear a voice going, "Are you okay? Hey."
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't you worry about me. And he's gonna offer up the empty glass to the barman as if, I'll have another one.
And he's just pouring, and he sort of nods in agreement.
Yep.
The voice goes, "It's Zam, isn't it?"
What?
Zam. It's Zam, right?
No, I think you got me confused with somewhere else.
No. We met earlier. You were an asshole and called me a valet. I remembered you. It's.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, you were easy to remember then, and now I don't think I will ever forget this. I've never seen.
You're not really catching me at my best.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry about earlier. I was an asshole. Sorry about that.
No.
Hey, let me get those for you, and he'll pass the card.
As the barman
Pay for the round of drinks.
And you see the figure of Bex, the worker that obviously Zam was previously a little bit surly with when they first arrived at the planet. And she sort of smiles. She gives you a sort of knowing look. She can tell that you're half cut. She's like, "Well, that's very kind, but I can get these."
No. This is on me. Yeah,
Okay.
To say sorry.
Yeah. She notices the card as it's passed over, and then her eyes widen a little bit. Holy shit. Yeah, you sure you're okay? It's like, it usually takes folks a couple of months before they end up staring at the bottom of glass around this place. So, I mean, I can see you're clearly an overachiever, but where's the rest? Where's the rest of your crew?
No, screw 'em.
Oh, it's like that. You don't get along with them?
Not really. I don't get along with most people. You could probably tell.
There's a lot of people like that around here. Trust me. I mean this what I'm seeing right here, this is a complete individual, but there's a lot of people around here that don't get along with people. In this bar particularly, you're okay. This is why me and my friends hang out. Do you want to join us?
No, you're okay.
And she heads over.
Don't worry about it.
You can see just behind her. There's like a couple of figures. There's another sort of female figure, with sort of dark hair. She's got like a stripe of like almost like a neon green that's sort of faded with a wash. And there's another sort of large gentleman, pretty stocky looking. And they're like, and like Bex is like, "Are you sure? We're just hanging out."
Fine. Yeah. Nah, you don't worry about me. I'll be fine. He's just gonna start
as he starts
serving his beer.
Okay, because you've had so many beers, I'm gonna ask you to make it. This is not a stress test. Now, for those watching, make a body save. For those watching,
Body
obviously,
save,
yeah, there are checks for body save, and normally when you fail a check, you get stress. I narratively only, I've chosen to only. At moments like this, he shouldn't get stressed about. He shouldn't get stressed about getting pissed.
No, 37, so he's going to fall off his stool.
Oh, whoa! And you see like her friends come along and is this guy okay? I gotta say, I love his shirt. Yeah. Look, no, look. Come over here. Well, look, we got a booth down here. You just sit here. Trust me, it's you don't have as far to fall. Look, just if you're gonna finish that, just sit here and look. You can just chill. They don't do food here, but do you want any like snacks? Do you want any nuts or anything like that?
I'm good.
No. Okay, that's fine. Let's just get him. And they get you situated in the corner booth, and you and Zam now has company sat round, and they're just
good.
as he sat there. And so how you finding the place?
Too bad. Got a good vibe.
Really? I mean, I
you're
suppose
a loner like me, yeah.
I suppose. Oh, you're not a loner. Come on. Loners always say that. They say they're loners, but then they end up on a ship with about 6 other people for about 12 months. If you're a loner, you don't choose to confine yourself with other people. Loners, like, they travel planets. They sleep under the stars. Loners do not hang around in space for an elongated period of time with other people. Maybe you're not the loner you think you are.
My crazy ex-wife would say otherwise.
Oh, of course. Oh, I see. What is she the reason that? And Bex just points to the drink.
Yeah, what are the reasons? She used to like drinking pints.
And you see the other female goes, "What happened?" And Bex and the other guy look at her like, "What are you doing?" And what does Zam do now that he has the chance to open up? You don't have to do it all. You don't have to say it all. But does Zam?
He's going to tell them then. He's going to tell them the whole sordid tale.
Okay.
Of the gardener.
Okay. And as Zam starts talking, we fade out.
And then he's probably going to mention what happened to the gardener, which might freak them out a little bit.
Okay. Just for our viewers and listeners, let's paint a little picture. You don't have to. You don't have to say it. But what does Zam tell them in a roundabout way? Give us the broad strokes.
Yeah, he's going to recount the tale of how he's convinced that Bernice was having an affair with the gardener, and then he pummeled the gardener to near death, and then had to jump on board a ship to get away. And how he regrets his mistake.
What does he regret?
I think he obviously blatantly regrets not being a married man anymore.
Aww.
Let's stay in this moment for a little bit. Because when he says that, it's like, how do you mean? I mean, let me get this right. You almost kicked this guy into oblivion, right? And then
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Then you just took off.
Yeah. I just up to left.
So how are you not still married?
It's kind of tricky.
I mean, are you saying you're emotionally detached from the entire scenario?
She's, still back at home, but I'm, halfway across the galaxy.
Have you spoken to her since?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I mean, things are starting to make a little sense.
I think you kids call it's complicated.
I mean, it seemed pretty simple from where I was, but I think we're going to need another round of drinks. So, look, look, you're here now. All of that shit's sectors away. Let's just chill. I mean, let's put on. Someone put on some goddamn cheerful music.
If they put on Uptown Girl, that's it. That's the end.
Oh, roll me a D100.
Oh God!
I
was going to destroy the fucking colony if
I
they
would
put
say
on Uptown Girl.
75 and above, because there's a lot of music in the world. But 70. Let's give it a bit of a chance. 75 and above. Uptown Girl. A cover of Uptown Girl comes on.
Okay. What does a 13 get me?
13. It doesn't come on. You're worried every time a song's.
My Black Lace instead.
Anything.
The whole bar's doing that.
I could do. Yeah.
For all viewers, do not Google it.
Yeah.
Just let it go. It's completely fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Otherwise,
don't need this in your life.
Otherwise, you'll be rolling panic checks. Trust us. And as they're sort of trying their best to cheer Zam up, and we could possibly roll for that. See if they actually achieve that in a moment. We will fade out of this scene, back into Macready's, where the barman is, the mess has been mopped up, and Doc, you were in the doorway after having that brief moment, that strange moment that no one else saw, but you did. Are you heading back to the table? What's happening in this bar?
I think I'm still looking around outside to see if I can see any trace of either of them.
And your eyes, obviously he had a very successful panic check last time, so he's laser focused. So any checks for the next 15 minutes, I think it was, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down.
Yeah, you have advantage on. And so from inside, I think Wendy, maybe Blaze as well, they were clocking at the docks. He stopped for a moment and he's definitely looking around for something.
Did he take the bottle of booze with him?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, good.
He left almost mid. He almost left sort of mid conversation. He wasn't involved in the conversation, but he literally just had a moment and then just left. You're looking around, Doc. You don't see anything. You do see the people that were absolutely just battered, and just sort of, not too far away and like bleeding mouths and stuff and just grumbling. Then you see a few figures approaching the bar. There's about 3 of them, and immediately, and they seem to be dressed in sort of worker sort of shirts, but they have like a vest on, a sort of a padded vest over the top. You see a little bit of a name badge, and there's an older figure leading them, sort of grey hair, looks fairly grizzled, fairly stocky. He's probably he's not the tallest guy, he's about 5'5", but he looks like he's muscle. Another 2 with him who split off and immediately head over to where these guys are just sort of bent over and they're just sort of talking to them. And you see the shorter gentleman. He's heading into the bar, so he's not even looking at you, Doc. And it's at this point the rest of you see this figure enter the bar, and he doesn't look like the rest of the people in here. He clearly looks like security of some kind, and he heads directly, bang, just straight over to the bar itself. And it's just, you can just see him, and the group around the table have that moment of the conversation stops, and everyone's like, when something happens in a pub and everyone's aware of it. What is Wendy doing at this point? Wendy's kind of got her back to the bar, I'm guessing, hasn't she? I think Blaze has got a better.
Wasn't she bringing drinks back over to the table?
She had brought drinks back. Wendy had done that. She had essentially China O'Brien the shit out of a lot of people and sat down like nothing happened. But she was quite pleased with herself.
Yeah.
And Sarah was like, "You're going to have to teach me some of those moves." So
yeah.
Wendy's pretty chill.
Wendy's very chill. Wendy looks happy. Which is a concept apparently that exists. But Wendy really looks quite cheerful.
So Blaze, whilst Wendy's sort of like pretty chilled out, you can see
noticed them at the bar.
You notice them at the bar, and like the older gents talk to them, and the barman.
I'm kind of thinking that Wendy might notice that he's noticed, though, in a kind of like, hang on.
Yeah.
Wendy.
And you can see like,
Under 6.
the barman look over and sort of nudge in their direction, and you see the older guy sort of turns around. He sort of nods. He says a couple of things, and then he begins walking over to the table. Not in an aggressive manner. You can immediately, and I would say, Blaze, you can immediately clock this. And Wendy, if you turn around and notice him, he's got the sort of the standing of ex-military at some point. Do you know what I mean? He looks older, but this is someone that was probably military. He's got some sort of military background at some time. But he walks over pretty casually and is just sort of like, "Evening, folks. How's everything going?"
Great.
Pretty
How
good.
are you?
Good. I'm sorry to bother your evening. I heard there was we had report of a little incident that just happened just a moment ago, involving a couple of known figures and around here, and I just wanted to check up that everything was okay.
Well, a girl wants to buy a drink. Someone gets in the way. The girl defends herself. That's it.
I mean, there's defending herself, and then there's, well, that's some pretty impressive work. I mean,
Thank you.
I just want to say, Stockton and his friends, they're no stranger to us here. And certainly it's not the first time that I've had reports of an altercation with them, but this is the first time that he's had to pick up his teeth. So part of me is applauding you right now.
Thank you.
But also I would not be doing my job if I did not, as security of this place, make sure that we're not going to have a problem moving forward. I believe you are the folks that came in earlier today. Yes?
That's correct.
Yeah. Is it possible to see your ID cards? Just a second. It's just a formality. I just want to make a note of everything. There's not an aggressive. He's just like,
It's like,
so-
there you go.
Yeah.
These good people had nothing to do with it. It was just me, little old me, on my own.
And when he looks up, Blaze, we know Blaze is a military man. And when I say we, everyone here, including you lovely people at home. Is Blaze quite clearly, like, does he have dog tags? Is there no hiding? Is he one of those?
He doesn't have dog tags, but it's the way he sits, haircut, demeanour, just generally
Yeah.
very, very tightly wound.
Tightly wound. Oh god. And you can see like this security officer sort of look here. Yeah, everything seems to be in order. Sorry about that. I just want to. I mean, obviously it's your first night here, and I apologise for. Well, Stockton usually spends more time in the overnight cells, but hope you understand that I don't want to see you people spending any time in the overnight cells. So I hope I can take it that we're not going to have any problems moving forward. From the looks of it, he won't be bothering you again, but if you do have any trouble, please, me or my crew, just let us know. I'm O'Bannon, Chief O'Bannon. That's my name.
Well, I shall be sure to call you before taking any action
Good. I mean, don't get
in
me
future.
don't get me wrong. I mean, you
Or maybe-
you can clearly
yeah.
handle yourself. You know, if anything, I'm just saying this for the safety of other people who might want to cross you. You shouldn't. You should never approach strangers asking for trouble. So, enjoy the rest of your night, and like I say, anything else, just let us know. And he sort of nods, gives the entire table a bit of a glance, sort of clearly clocking in the way that you military guys clock everything. He's checking everything, checking all the boxes, and he heads back over to the bar and begins talking to the guy. And you see, like, you can feel that the atmosphere, the tension releases a little bit. He's clearly, he's asked his questions and gotten his information, and now he's leaving you to it. Whereas Doc, you can see, if you watch this guy, so you've probably watched this guy walk over, you watched all of this happen, and as you look back, you can see, like, the other security people, you can clearly tell they're security now, begin leading those beaten fellas off somewhere else. And they look like they've done it before. And you do notice that these people, they have these sort of batons at their side. And you would have noticed this on the chief as well. He has like a stun baton at his side, and another sort of, he has something in a holster. Doesn't look like a straight up military pistol. I think the doc would have this with disadvantage, but everyone would have clocked this. So if everyone here, this is almost a perception roll. I'm bending the rules a little bit, so this is not stress. But just make me an intellect check.
Does this mean that because I'm laser focused, it's just a straight roll for me too?
Yes, it would be. And military
training would help.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fail.
Fail.
Okay, fail.
3. That's a big success.
Yeah. You immediately clock this.
It's a weapon.
Yeah, it's a weapon. It's like a taser pistol. That's what this is. You immediately clock this. Look, it's quite a powerful thing. Won't kill you, but it'll take you down.
Depends who's blasting it.
Yeah. And Doc, you would have noticed that the chief they're all decked out with this. They've all got one of these things, and these aren't like Magnum size. This is just like a pouch thing, but definitely looks like it has a grip. And after a short while, the chief turns round, gives you all a nod as he walks out.
Can I just give him a slight military back?
Yeah, he notices that and nods, heads back. Okay, what the hell was that? We're not going to be in any trouble, are we?
Yeah.
Not with Wendy around.
Well, hallelujah.
No.
Roy goes
Got
back
a
to
level
drink.
with you. I thought we were going to spend a night in the brig.
You didn't do anything. And I did. And I was justified.
When has that
Enough.
ever mattered? Anyway, where's Doc?
I will walk
Over there.
back over to the.
Doc!
Doc, we
What are you
can't
doing?
speak. We can't speak to real people. Help.
Latrine's that way.
I'll just walk back to the table and just sit down.
Do you want
Pour a
another drink?
and down it.
Oh, you down it. Oh my, I was about to say, do you want another drink? But you're clearly all right.
Yes, I would like another drink, please.
All right, pour him another one. And you see, Sarah's looking
Did
at it a
that
little
disturb you, Doc?
Hmm?
The Did that?
No, Wendy, it didn't.
I wouldn't have thought so.
I think someone's playing a game with me and I don't like it.
Games. Love games.
I don't believe I've ever played love games.
Sorry, Vince.
Cat's just walked in the room. I'm sorry.
Right. This is the point where the show just goes completely off air. Sarah's sort of she looks a little. She's obviously thoughtful about something. She says to the table, obviously we're going to be here for a couple of weeks, but I think I want to try and get a message to home. Obviously, let my family know that I'm okay. You know, there's people that are going to be worried about us, worried about all of us. Surely, do you think they'll have something? I'll be able to get a message to someone.
There's bound to be some kind of communication station here.
Okay.
We'll ask someone in the morning.
Okay. Good. You see how that puts her at ease a little bit. And for the rest of this evening, what do the party do? Are they just finishing their drinks and heading back to their... I say bunks, but they've actually got little rooms now.
You say finish drinks, but how long are we drinking for?
How?
Doc?
Oh, yes.
Well, the doc wants to drink until he can't remember.
You know what I'm going to ask for? I would like a body save.
I don't want to.
From everyone. And I'm going to make them. For the NPCs!
Does this include stress?
If you get a critical fail, it will include stress. Don't get a fail. Don't get a critical fail.
Does this include ZAM as well, or is this just
Not yet, Zam. Not yet.
their party? Yeah.
Oh. The rest of the party, apart from Quill, are very drunk. What failures? Success and failures. Would it, Doc?
Well, my body score is 24. I rolled 24.
Oh, I count that as a success. Meets it, beats it. All those years of trying to destroy yourself with booze have built up such a tolerance. And also, this isn't the really. I mean, this is this is whiskey. This is you can clean brushes with it, but it's not the pure stuff that you're used to. So, Blaze, what did we get?
Fail.
Okay, so Blaze his body's a temple.
It's a sloshy temple.
It's a sloshy temple covered in paint right now. Wendy, what did you get?
Fail, 43.
Fail.
Yep.
Doc, you are surrounded. You and Quill. Quill is the only person who is stone cold sober. And he's just been sat there pretty quiet for most of the evening, just taking everything in. So you will probably have to help everyone back. I mean, Quill can take the bulkier folks, but you'll have to help Sarah and Roy. Hey! Admiral Mittens is there!
Shut up,
Come and join us, Admiral Mittens.
I've always got time for a cat cameo.
Come here.
Oh, we're getting one!
I'm gonna try. No, he's run away. He's run away.
Oh, right, okay. He's obviously seen the other episodes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it takes a little while, and this will probably... you might have to make some rolls when you wake up in the morning, but everyone can get back to their quarters. Very, very drunk. Back in the last call, Zam and the other... his drinking buddies for the evening. Jake is the gentleman. You didn't get his second name. Jake's the gentleman, and the other girl is Vanya. That's Vanya. And they're just
But
nice people.
Jake, Vanya, and Bex.
Bex, yeah. And they're just genuinely nice people. Who do get a little bit. Yeah, they get drunk. You know. But whereas there was violence, there was tension, there was maybe something a little bit haunting about what happened in Macready's. We cut to celebrate. As I saying to Zam, come on! Does Zam? So... What happens to Zam right now? Zam started this session at the bottom of a glass. Where is he? Where is it? What has this done to him? How will he react to kindness and alcohol?
Like, they're up on the dance floor, yeah.
There's not so much a dance, but they are just sort of like
they're just like dancing.
They're creating a small party out of like the bar.
Which way do I do it? Do I kill the buzz?
Roll.
If you've got.
I do what Zam?
Roll for buzzkill.
I feel like Zam is an ever-evolving character. This can be. What are the terms you're setting yourself, Jim? Before we do these rolls.
Right, so I was gonna say 50 or above, and he kills the buzz. And anything below that, he was gonna join in.
Okay.
I rolled a 48, so he's gonna get up and dance with him.
Party Zam.
Yes.
Amazing.
And we'll do one more body save for Zam just to make sure if he finishes the night just as pissed as everyone else. I mean, he is pretty. I mean, he has been drinking a lot. So
yeah. So body is 30, and I just rolled 43.
Oh yeah.
Am I getting a point of stress for that?
No, you won't get a point of stress because Zam is in a pretty good mood right now.
Okay.
Somehow these NPCs performed a miracle, and I don't know how that happened. But and certainly
he's gonna
go on.
He's gonna give them all really awkward hugs, and then stumble back to his little part.
Yeah.
He's got the broom closet, isn't he?
Yeah.
So,
there's and when you say about that, Zam, Bex is like, oh, they gave you one of those rooms. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. They suck. Does it smell like cheese?
Yeah, a little bit, but that might be me.
Oh,
I don't want him. It's a bad.
Well, look. This is, as you can tell, this place isn't exactly a hotel, but don't be surprised if, things don't always work in those. Everyone's quarters, like, the lights go on and off, and it's just, sometimes the water from the tap smells like ass. But
don't worry about it. It ain't no hotel. It's got a good valet, right?
Yeah. Well, look, because I'm such a good valet. I'm the best valet. The best.
Valet.
No, you're the best valet. Oh, shot.
Oh God.
Oh. Anyway, look, if anything goes wrong with your place, I know a guy.
It's okay. I know things myself.
Well,
you know what?
Well, he knows this place, so he's a bit of a tinkerer, like a real, he's like a tech nerd,
Okay.
Yeah, if you need something fixed or he loves his retro stuff, all gadgets and stuff. I think he thinks light bulbs are below him, but I always say they're above him. Anyway,
that's a really good one.
Anyway,
you're gonna stumble a bit, bump into the table.
Yeah, well, if you need anything at all, just give him this. She badly writes out a note. Where's my note? Oh, pen, and give him this, and tell him Beck sent you. And this can be one of those favors he owes me. His name's Fletcher. Fletcher, and he's in the habitat maintenance. Yeah, but don't be. He's a quirky guy. You know, don't be alarmed.
Okay.
Okay. Should we get another drink? Are they still on you?
Super.
And one more for the road before everyone just stumbles out singing, arms around each other. The rest of the party do not see this. So possibly, folks, the most epic moment of the entire season. ZAM BRAZEL stumbling out with a Hawaiian shirt in a gang. And the party don't witness
It's like Luke Skywalker going into the cave, isn't it? It's, you know, finding his truth and coming back.
And eventually, Zam, you make the long walk. It's not too long. But you make it back to your quarters.
Yeah.
Now, and everyone gets a night's sleep.
Whee.
And on
Does
the
that
screen,
change our stresses?
no. What is everyone's stress level right now?
11.
Sam's on 13.
Zam's on 13. Ooh. I'll tell you what, for a bit of fun. Let's have this, because I think
When you say fun.
this. Well, hopefully this whole game's been fun, Lizzie. Because everyone went out and, let's face it, in their own way, enjoyed themselves.
Got to see a bar brawl.
I mean, the Doc had a bit of a moment,
No, didn't enjoy himself.
so he will get disadvantage on this roll. This,
Yay.
This is not a stress-inducing roll, though. Okay. So we will take this, and I'm just going to do an impromptu shore leave roll right now.
Ooh.
Okay. This is the first night you're on solid ground. There's a real releasing of tension. You decide to drink, and it all went quite well. So
I assume 15 minutes have passed and I'm no longer laser focused.
yeah, you won't get laser focus for this, I would think. Actually, I will give you a straight roll, Doc. I'm not going to be cruel. I'm going to give you a straight roll on this. So you're not going to.
That is not like you.
That is. And obviously, you don't have to spend the credits for this. This is purely you've done these actions because of the way you played it and the way everything played out. These are just going to be rolls. So, if you could all give me a sanity save and let me know if you succeed or fail.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
There's nothing that's going to help with this, is there?
No, this is just a straight roll.
My sanity is 35 and I rolled a 34.
Oh.
Sam's having a great night.
Okay, Zam is having a great night because I'm also going to let the players possibly level up if they do this. Okay. Then I would say roll me a D10. Wait, so it's a D5 essentially. So it'd be a D10 and then half that.
So I got a 4, so that'll be 2.
Okay. You can take that off your stress. You relieve 2 levels of stress. And because you succeeded, you can add 2 points to your sanity, fear, or body. So you could add, but that doesn't mean you have to add it to 1. You could add 1 to sanity, 1 to fear. Do you know what I mean?
I'll add 2 to body because that'll take it up to 32 then.
Okay. Wendy, did you fail?
I failed.
Okay.
I was after a 20 and I got a 36.
Okay. Well, roll me a D10. Oh, a D5, sorry.
4.
You relieve that much stress.
Nice. I'm so chill. Excuse me, Wendy is so chill.
Amazing what beating the leather out of people will do for some people. Blaze, did you? Blaze, how did you do?
I failed. I got
Okay.
an 89 and I was trying to get 20.
Okay. Roll me a D10, half it.
5.
Do I roll up or down on this show?
Up.
Up. So 3 points of stress. You can take 3 points of stress off. Blaze had quite a good evening just watching the show, so it kind of makes sense that he's...
It was yeah, like a night at the opera.
And in some ways, if people think, like, mechanically, why are you allowing this to happen? They also got drunk and had a good time. So this is like, they've drunk, possibly the stress has melted away with all that booze. Doc, what did you get?
My sanity is 53, and I rolled 57.
Oh... Well, you can still do the same. You can roll me a d10, half it.
That is a 3.
Okay. Is that what you rolled, or is that with...
I rolled 3.
Oh, right. So you can relieve 2 stress.
Thank you very much, sir.
And the next morning comes around, and the party are left to their own devices. They can see in Roll20 right now that there is... they should be able to see that there is a kind of a map, a very crude map of the layout of this place. They are in the D block of the worker habitats. And it's up to you what you guys make plans for the next day. How does the party... Do you all want to meet up? You can all do your own different things as well. You are going to be here for a couple of weeks. You maybe made a bit of a splash on your first evening. So how do you want to treat... We can roll forward a couple of days. We can treat this as a downtime as well. Getting used to the place.
I think... sorry, drop my pencil. I think for the next day, the doc would keep his promise to Sarah and would go with her to try and find some kind of communications unit so she can reach home.
Okay.
Shut up.
That's not a nice way to treat her.
Oh no!
That's an admiral you're talking
Mitch.
to.
Shut up, Admiral.
Shut up, sir.
Yeah. Then I would probably say like the habitat maintenance and management and stuff like that. That's almost like a little hub. Or the security is like a information sort of hub. You can go to either one. Which one would you like to go to, Doc? Security or the sort of habitat sort of maintenance and management, if you know what I mean.
I'll go to the management area because they'll almost certainly be able to tell me where to go if I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah, and certainly when you arrive at this block, there are several. There's like the biggest part of it seems to be storage, and this is sort of like where the people's effects are. Everything they put into storage, etc. There is also there's a place where people can just. You can tell workers of this colony can go in and they can pick up, the standard living stuff, your toilet rolls and, just the toothpaste and everything for someone they're going to go in, check in, get some stuff. So there is a household stocks, is what it's like a stock warehouse kind of thing. You've probably been aware of such places, things like this before, that workers within these sort of corporations, when they stay on a station or a colony like this for some time, they go in and they don't spend their own money to do this. If they're contracted for long work, almost like the day-to-day living is part of their contract, so they can hand over their ID cards and it's almost tallied up. So that's how they do those sort of things. And there is the management sort of room and the maintenance, and that's the sort of place you head to. When you head in there, you do see that it's like an office. There's a guy milling around in the background who slightly sort of late 50s kind of fella's got like slick back, sort of shoulder length, sort of greyish hair, and he seems to have a pair of goggles on the top of his head, and he seems to be looking around and doing things, and he's milling around. But the one at the desk and the manager is a slightly older woman, probably late 40s, sort of almond sort of skin, looks like she's got quite a cheerful sort of demeanour. She's clearly the front of desk sort of person, and she talks to you. What would you like to ask her about?
I just obviously Sarah's with me, so I just say, excuse me, this lady would like to get a message home.
Oh, I see. Well, we're having a few issues with our communications at the moment. I think I think technically we might be able to. We can try and get a message out, but it could be a couple of days. Admin have told us that we're having something problems. Some of the relays that we normally bounce a signal off are not responding. I'm ever so sorry, and you can see like she looks a little bit distressed by this, and the woman clocks this and me. Like, I'm so sorry. If you let me know your details, I can get a message to you straight away as soon as we can. But I've had a lot of people come to me that are pretty upset about this, and certainly I've got people who I want to get in touch with as well. But over the last couple of weeks, it's been really hit and miss whether the messages go out. We don't know what's going on.
When you say relays, we're talking a satellite system.
Yeah, you know these places. It's not like those big ones they used to have. There's smaller. You know, they're not manned anymore, are they? I don't think. But they're up there and they help boost the signal. I mean, we got the radar here that helps get the signals out, but they're just not connecting with anything. I think there may be a problem with them as well, but I haven't been told any more than that. But
are you able to scan for ships in orbit?
I wouldn't know about that. You'd have to ask someone in administration. That's we just deal with like the day-to-day sort of running of.
Where would I find administration?
That's back in the sort of hub, the one that you probably saw it when you came to this place. You're one of the new folks, aren't you? They're staying with us for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm so sorry about this. Is there anything else I can get you? Is there anything else you need?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Once again, I'm sorry if there is anything else. Just let me know. My name's Portia, by the way. If you need anything, just I'm really sorry. Like you seem like nice people. Normally, I get people they can be a little bit abusive when they ask for these kind of things, but
No, I understand. Technical issues happen. I'm going to go talk to administration. Sarah, are you coming with me, or?
Yeah. I'll come with you. I don't know what else to do around here. Well, if you look on there's some screens there with a list of things you can do, keep yourself entertained while you're here. Keeps my mind busy. But that's as much as you get. That communication is not.
Gonna go to the administration place.
Okay. So you would have to take the monorail back to the central hub. monorail. Back to the hub, which you saw before, which is a bit of a. And then once again there are workers going backwards and forwards, and eventually you get to an information desk there. And we'll pick up with that shortly. What else is everyone doing? Doc has immediately done this, so if you don't want to do this on the first day, we can treat all of these sort of downtime or whatever activities you want to do. This can happen over a number of days. We don't necessarily have to play everything out minute by minute, otherwise this game would last forever. Although we love playing it, so. But you know what I mean. We can, it could be over this week. I want to be drinking all the time.
Blaze, inspired by Wendy's performance in the bar, is
going picking fights.
He's just going to start street fights. Going to go to the boxing gym and dojo.
Ah, nice. Now, all of the places here within this place, obviously this is an entire colony that's built up to basically keep the workers here sane, active, healthy in their own kind of way, whether it be mentally, physically. So these aren't top of the range space station, or certainly they're not even close to military training facilities. But I would say it almost feels more like an old school boxing gym and dojo. And because you're not an Explore employee, there is a cost with this. Okay.
What's the damage?
the damage is... Let's have a look. Now, it will be 50 credits per... How do I do this? Now, normally it says... It'll be 50 credits per week. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, depending on how many times you want to go...
Every day.
Okay. You're going to be going in there. You're going to be doing like cardio training and everything like that. Let's have a bit of fun with this. And certainly there are people. There are some people that are, you know, think they're pretty tough and they're pretty stocky people. There are some people that are just there to try and keep fit and just keep the cardio up. And you immediately clock which ones. You know, there are some that are just cock of the walk and they immediately look at you. Absolutely shredded and built like a Lego man. So, are you just doing it just to keep your fitness up, or are you going to have a go with a couple of people?
Oh yeah. Fight.
Okay. Then
Wanna go toe to toe?
I'm going to say, roll me. It's going to be like a skill challenge. We're going to treat this as a skill challenge.
Okay.
So it's best of 3. I want you to give me 3 combat checks.
Right.
Do you want to add anything to your combat?
My hand-to-hand melee fighting.
Yes, you can
Which is
add.
plus 15.
Plus 15. Okay.
So first one. Wait, is it 0, 10? Or is it 0, 0?
What did you roll?
On the a 20 and a 0.
That's 20.
That's just 20.
That's-
So
yeah.
35. Oh, that's a fail.
No, hang on. What is your combat number?
39. Oh no, wait, it's a success.
Success, because you add 15. You add that 15 to the 39. So,
Oh my
You-
God, I
yeah,
asked backwards.
and you got a 29. Is that what you said? Or 20? I can't
No,
remember.
flat 20, because
Flat-
I'm adding it to the wrong thing. I'm being an
flat
idiot.
20.
No, just 20.
Flat 20.
Yeah.
You knock the first fella out. It takes a couple of rounds, but bang,
kisser.
you know, yeah. Make the second check.
12.
This is the first week, by the way. We're going to do this week by week. Over this week, he knocks another guy out who thinks, right, I can take him. This one's a bigger dude. It's like, yeah, I can take him.
God, we're going to have knocked out the whole station by the end of the month.
Okay. Right. Now, if you
Where's
get
the gambling? God's sake.
if you get a success, you might get something from this. If you get a critical success, I might allow something else as well.
Filthy tease.
Watch me fail now. 34. Success.
Okay. Wasn't a critical, but you do have this. If you roll me a D10 and half it,
7. 3.5, Vince.
I'll say 4.
4.
You have advantage on the next 4. Make a note of this. On the next 4 strength checks. Just flat out, because you're just building up your strength. Okay. And just give me, because you got 3 successes as well. I'll allow this. Give me another sanity save.
$66.
Don't worry. This wasn't a stress-inducing one. This was another...
Maybe not for the game.
No, yeah, I know. This is why I tell him afterwards that it was just a shore leave to see if he released, if he got rid of any other stress. If you succeed...
I mean, I'm at minimum stress anyway.
Ah, right. Oh, good.
The last one.
God, you're so calm beating. What is it about the military people in this game? Do they just get so chilled beating the leather out of other people? So whenever anyone else sees Blaze, he's normally soaked in sweat and but looks pretty happy with himself. He always
Short shorts, like stringy vest,
bandaged up.
Galaxy's
hands.
Gym written on it or something.
Yeah. Galaxy's Gym. Yeah. And certainly, even though the people that you've beaten up don't like you, you get to know a couple of the people there. And you become a familiar face over those days. They're like, oh, right. At first they're like, who's this new guy? And then eventually they get to know you. So Blaze is.
I helped spot a couple of people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Lift with your knees.
Yeah. So
All that shit.
that's week 1. We'll treat this as week 1 over this week 1.
Cool.
Let's move, I think, to Wendy over this week. What's Wendy doing?
So the next morning,
She
Wendy
doesn't.
gets
She
up.
doesn't have a nightmare.
Thank you. Wendy gets up and goes and buys a couple of kind of breakfast sandwiches,
Yeah.
eggy kind of, or whatever kind of processed you can get in
Yeah.
bread, and stands outside the security office first thing in the morning,
Okay. Okay.
waiting for whoever the lead guy was. Stockton. If Stockton was the lead one. No, the
The person that you knocked his teeth out.
Right.
yeah.
And
I'm just
certainly.
going to stand across the way, leaning on the biodome, as best as I can,
Yeah.
waiting for him to come out.
And you probably don't let it show, but like everyone, I think, has a bit of a headache the next day, apart from the doc. Strangely.
Oh, you know you're alive.
Yeah. But Stockton, and you see a couple of his friends come out, and they're looking a bit worse for wear. You can tell that he's got a shiner as well, from where you first hit him, and he hit the bar. There's there's definitely a sort of a welt, a bit of a swelling on his cheek. And he's like, yeah, you can hear him just sort of from far away going, yeah. I need to find my fucking teeth. Yeah.
Morning. I bought you the soft one.
And you see they all sort of tense up for a moment. Like,
I didn't get anything for them. They didn't really contribute much. But I like you.
what?
Here,
He sort of slowly approaches.
I'm Wendy.
Are you being fucking serious right now?
Yeah.
And like this big paw, like this grizzled miner's paw, just sort of calluses and stuff. Takes a sandwich.
So I'm new in this shithole.
Yeah, this shithole. Yeah.
And everything here is way too nice.
Where the
And
fuck
I
did you get
think-
that idea? You've only been here one night, lady, and you fucking knocked half of my jaw out.
Yeah. There was nothing else to do.
Try being
So-
here for 15 fucking months.
They still got
Rips
their
open.
teeth.
He starts chewing in there.
Anyway,
Like an egg.
you're going to
Poured in his
know
chin.
the places that aren't on the map. I want you to show me the other side of this town.
Let me get this fucking straight.
Uh-huh.
First you kick the shit out of me and my friends here. And now you want us to like be your entourage showing you around this place? What's... Look.
Yeah.
And one of his sort of friends is sort of like...
Not this place, not the stuff on the signs and all the kind of neat kind of fucking biodome bullshit. The good stuff.
You're fucking crazy, lady, but...
Ah.
I might, when you say that, he sort of rails back a bit. Are you being serious?
Yeah. And I won't try and kill you or anything.
So, that shit you pulled last night.
Uh-huh.
Think you can do that again?
What? To you?
No, not to me. God damn it, no.
Yeah.
But, you know, I might know a little bit of an after hours place where a few people go and let loose.
Oh my god, Wendy's going to fight club!
Don't get me wrong, this ain't no, this ain't no fucking tournament shit. This is, I mean, there's gotta be some rules because we still gotta do the fucking job.
Yeah.
But, what do you think,
But
fellas?
Doing the boxing in the gym or all the kind of, just no rules. Just kind of let loose.
Okay. I think we might be able to do some business around here.
Also, is there anywhere in this hellhole where someone can get a tattoo?
And he lifts up his arm and there's fairly fresh ink. I mean, it's fairly like a tacky sailor's tattoo. He clearly doesn't have very good taste. But there is a tattoo there.
The bluer the better.
It's not strictly and it's not an official company business, but we know some people. In this sort of place, in order to stay sane, you gotta know people. You know?
And I could tell that you would know people.
And you could tell that just by knocking 3 of my teeth out.
Yeah. You get to know someone by knocking their teeth out, don't you think?
I couldn't agree more. In fact, I know there's a few people I'd like to introduce you to. So, which shit heap have they got you staying in? We'll send a message your way. We'll put the word out. We'll see when the next bout is happening, and we'll give you a message.
You just leave a message behind the bar at McCready's. I'll pick it up.
What's your name?
Wendy.
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 Okay.
You know any other Wendys?
Well, if they're like you, lady, holy shit, I'm staying away from them. But I think this. Hey fellas, I think today might not be so shit after all. Get your own fucking sandwich. And Stockton and his goons are now friends with Wendy. The DM makes a note. Okay.
After that, Wendy, in due course over the week, will find Sarah and go and do very formal self-defense lessons in the gym and whatever with.
Okay. So
following rules and martial arts and structures and.
Okay.
I wave at them from across the room.
As you knock out the
I wave
next
back and Sarah smacks me in the face.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Okay then. This is gonna be interesting. I think obviously, if you're gonna be using the gym facilities, same thing.
Yeah.
50 credits for a week.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be training someone. So we'll do a similar kind of thing, I think. a skill check challenge. Because, let's see. I think this is a fun way of doing it. Which skill would you like to use to help train? Would you think combat would be... Because you're training her in the art of combat, possibly.
Can I do a variety? Can I do a pick and mix?
If you want to do a pick and mix, yeah, you can. Same thing though, you know, it's all success. Yeah. Best of 3.
Okay, well we'll start with some combat.
Okay. Feel free to add your military training because you are utilising this. I would say use military training for every single one of these because you're utilising the training methods that you've had.
Cool. So, combat, I am after a 56 or lower. And that is a 40.
Oh. Okay, that's one success. I'm marking this down for Sarah as well because she might get a level up as well. Spoilers, everyone. The NPCs, if they're normal people like Sarah, they don't have a great combat score. So this might be much needed. Okay, so for your second challenge?
My second one, I'm going to kind of make them harder because I want to teach her some good shit. So I'm going to go for a strength one.
Okay. Which
is going to be against a 43. And that's a 1? 1 and 2 zeros is a 1. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just made her super strong.
Okay. Well, this is also something...
And I'm going to wish I had that one back later.
Okay. Make your third one. So you've succeeded on the check. But let's see if you get 3 successes, you'll get
speed.
Some. Yeah, you'll get some.
I'm going to give her a speed thing. So again, that's against a 37, and that is that's an 87.
Okay.
That's
so
you still fast.
You still succeed. Let's have a bit of fun with this. By doing this has also helped you as well, and you succeeded. So roll me a d5. So d10 half it.
D10. That's a 3 on the d10. So
that'll be a 2. Which means Sarah will get another 2 in her combat. You can take 2 stress off.
Oof. I'm so relaxed now. That's what's worrying about Wendy.
Yeah. And certainly there's a couple of guys that do notice you, Wendy, as you're in this gym. There's not so much... You're only there with Sarah most of the time, but they do notice you. And towards the end of that week, as well, as the week goes on, Blaze.
Yes.
As you're like pretty high and you just sort of... You've got a tower around you and stuff. Guy walks up to you, says, so you've knocked out... Well, you knocked out 2 big fellas and, well, you put the other one on his arse. So you're pretty handy in there, between the ropes, yeah?
You're just trying to get myself back to match fit.
Match fit? What, you're a pro, are you?
No, I used to box in the Marines.
Oh, right. Oh, military. Oh, right. Well, you ever done any boxing that's out of a ring?
Sure. I've seen plenty of combat and plenty of fields.
Nice. The name's Banjo, by the way. Banjo Flanagan.
Banjo, please, Kelvin.
Oh, nice to meet you. God, gee, oh, Christ. Bloody hell. That's a strong... but you're some of that new lot. You know, I've spoken to some of the lads. Tell you what, it's impressive boxing work, but I don't know if you'd be interested in this, but there's a few of us that get together and, like, you know, we make a few credits on the side as well. If ever you want to take part, if you want to spar sort of out of the ropes, is that something you might be interested in?
Possibly. Looking for something a bit more challenging out of the ring. Can I have them freed?
Oh,
The
well,
guys have been sending me a little bit milk toast.
well, I'll tell you what, mate. We have this little club. Occasionally we get together just to de-stress and like you know throw some credits around and just have a laugh. We've got there's someone potentially. Look, I'm not going to say too much, but they haven't lost yet, right? And I've heard they're a bit fucking tasty. Do you think? I mean, you don't look. I'm not saying you're scared of a challenge, but do you want to have a go? I can set something up if you want.
I'll take a bite.
Nice. Well, how can I get hold of you? And Banjo. I don't know where
Fucking banjo.
Banjo starts.
Is he a Labrador?
He's got long, scraggly blonde hair, and like a
Throw a
grey
stick, he'll chase it.
a greying beard, and he's always like. So, whenever he sees a squirrel, no. And as Banjo is talking to Blaze about the times and the places, we pan out, and that's where we're going to go to break.
Fight club, fight.
Wendy is going to kick Blaze's ass.
The thing you got to love about RPG games, people, is you never know where they're going to go. And the players are always giving me gifts. So we'll see what happens. And also what happens with the Doc and Zam over their weeks when we get back from our break. See you in 5.
I'm not joining a fight club.
You might have
You're
to
not
fix someone.
invited.
You might have to fix someone afterwards. Bye, everyone. And welcome back. So, when we left, we did some downtime. A bit of Blaze Kelvin's downtime and Wendy's, which somehow may have been aligning some ways. And one of the wonderful things about the Mothership system, it's kind of a rules light, and that we run a lot of the checks by the rules, but it also frees you up to do things like I chose to do with those skill challenges, and therefore just give the players a little bit more and have a bit of fun as well, and give an NPC a couple of stats I didn't expect before. So yeah, it's a brilliant system to do that, so you can just have some fun with some rolls and stuff. So, but what is ZAM doing over the next week, should we say? You can start on the next day, you can have your first week of downtime.
Well, ZAM...
He wakes up the next morning with a
will
massive
be...
hangover, but we don't have to take it from there.
No. Yeah, well, they'll go for breakfast and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think mostly he's going to be focusing on trying to find, like, the ship is being repaired. Yeah.
Yeah. The ship is currently, it's docked up, and you're waiting for the gibbous ship to arrive with the parts, and a couple of engineers. Yeah. You know.
Right. Okay. I think he's going to speak to what was his name? Fletcher. Yeah. And see if he can score some parts to fix the ship.
Oh. Okay. So you head over to, like, say, the habitat and maintenance place that the dock was, but you go at a different time, so you miss out on the dock. Some point during this week, and certainly you see the same figure there, but then when you ask for Fletcher, he's like, oh, yeah, yes, certainly. And she calls over this, and he comes out of a back room, and he's got the goggles. Looks a little bit like Brad Dourif, kind of. He's got that sort of look about him, and it looks a little bit frazzled in the same kind of way. He's got like sort of an overall, and when he approaches, he immediately smells like Scalextrics. You know, like burnt electrics and that kind of thing. You know that. Yeah. You know, he's got that kind of smell about him. He's like, yes, how can I help you?
Well, Sam's got his overalls on, but he's got them, like, you know, tied around his waist, with a grubby T-shirt that says "Sugar Lumps" and then an arrow pointing down.
Fan art, people. Fan art.
You're the guy who can, fix stuff and sort people out. I need some parts for the ship.
Ship parts. I'm in habitat maintenance. If you got problems with your light bulbs and such, I can fix that. If you got problem with your comms or this is not a ship dock, sir. I mean, who sent you my way?
Friend of a friend. Beck said you can help me out. You're good with tech and stuff like that. I thought maybe you'd know some people.
Bex sent you, did she?
Yep.
Well, and she told you I had ship parts?
No, she just said you could help out. I'm just trying to find my way around, trying to find some people who might be able to sort me out with some coils, some other stuff.
Oh, well, if there's any, if there's technical equipment you need, I have all, and he's looking at Portia. Like, step this way, sir. If there's anything, I mean, you would like to trade, yes? I mean, I have people come in all the time. I have certain things that, I am not so much a salesman as such, but I'm not really a people person. But
you could put it all on this, and then he'll give him the captain's credit card.
Where did you get this, sir?
Well, you don't need to worry about that. Smart guy like you will find a way around.
I do
using
not
it.
deal in stolen goods, sir. I do not.
It ain't stolen.
Forgive me for
It was.
judging
it
a
was
book
given
by
to
its
me.
cover, but this people who do have these sort of cards do not dress in such a manner.
I was
Um,
helping that
And
guy out.
he
and,
passes the card back over. I will deal in trade if you have anything to trade, but I am not a storefront, sir. I am
Well, Sam's got nothing. Does he want a pamphlet?
Zam doesn't have anything right
Guy with
now.
No, true. Okay, yeah. Well, what kind of stuff do you need?
Well, I have many things. I have there are old. I specialize in some would say historical tech. I have there are hollow cards. I have a wonderful old vid box that I got working. I have some communication devices, scanners. Some people like to deal with certain things that aren't necessarily legal anymore. I can things that scan frequencies and
Yeah.
stuff like.
So you don't mind doing illegal stuff every now and then, eh?
Well, I don't sell it, but I am willing to trade.
Okay.
Most of the things I make are purely this is a hobby, you do understand. I am doing it.
I might have some old tech for you to look into.
Really?
Yeah. Some interesting stuff.
Well, perhaps if I can see you do not have it on you now, so
I ain't got it on me now, but I can sort you out.
well, perhaps if you're in next time you drop by, if you bring this and your that which you wish to trade, perhaps we could do some business. But
Hey, that sounds like a plan. You're a good guy, Fletch.
yes, Beck says so. But please do not tell anyone else. I do not want them speaking to me.
I get you, mate.
Um,
It's gonna go find the captain now.
she's not easy to find over that day. You know, she's been elsewhere sorting out some other things. But eventually, you do catch up. You do catch her, sort of like stopping in like the canteen to get a coffee and like like a toasted sandwich. And she just stopped for a moment and she just looks. She's just kind of tired, but a bit more sort of chill. Oh,
Yeah.
hey Zam, honey, how you doing?
Hey, Cap, how you doing?
How's the bed?
Yeah, it does the job.
It's not the same as the O'Brien, is it?
No, I'm missing those engines.
Yeah, you.
Speaking of which, I'm trying to score some parts. Maybe we can get the ship fixed up a bit quicker. I need some old tech. You still got that
What?
cartridge stick found?
Honey, what parts are you talking? Why are you? You know how dangerous these hyperdrive coils are, don't you?
Yeah.
And you're willing to just rustle up some parts from the middle of nowhere and try and fix our ship with duct tape and a prayer?
That's how we always do it, isn't it, Cap?
Well, normally I'd say yes, but how well do you know hyperdrives, Zam?
I can find my way around.
Well, we can discuss this out of. But what was the tech you needed? She's sipping on her coffee.
Hey, you got that old cartridge thing that Dick found?
Oh yeah, that old that chewed up. Yeah, I've got it. I think I've got it. Yeah, I brought it with my stuff. Why?
I can trade it.
But didn't Dick say it was important? Didn't he? Is he?
No. We'll find out what's on it.
Oh, you think you can? Well, shit.
Yeah. Met a guy. He's
You
nerdy about all this kind of
met a
crap.
guy. Please, Zam.
Yeah, I met
look,
loads of
look,
people.
look.
I'm well out of my comfort zone.
I hardly
This is not
believe.
going the way I planned.
Next, you'll be telling me you went out on the town with a group of friends and you ended up doing karaoke and dancing in the street. I know you too well, Zam. You can't pull wool over my eyes.
Watching me?
What?
Yeah. I got drunk. It was a mistake, okay?
I'm sure you've said that
Won't
before.
happen again.
Okay, well,
I'm here to make friends.
okay, well, I've got.
I happened by accident.
Okay, I got things to do while I'm here. I'm trying to get a message out to the reg, but I'm having real problems. So, yeah, why not? I've got a couple of hours to kill. This way.
Problems.
Well, apparently this place, even though it's a goddamn mining colony, the communications are fucked. Don't ask
I don't
me.
like the sound of that.
All I hear is that, like, messages aren't going out. They're worried someone might have sabotaged the transmitter radar out there, and
Tap. You know what happened on the Icarus?
well, I don't think this place is fucking alive. Zam.
Not yet.
What?
If I have to go through that bullshit again,
Well, look,
I almost died last time.
we got a couple more weeks, and the guys are gonna be here. And I tell you what, if you manage to find your parts when they get here, I will let you lead the crew that will fix our ship. How does that sound?
I'm gonna be dead by then.
Look, I know you rub people up the wrong way, but I don't think you're gonna be dead by then, Sam.
I'm telling you, Cap, this ain't gonna end well.
You say that every time, Zam.
Yeah, I'm usually right.
Look, I need another coffee. Do you want a coffee?
Yeah, I could take coffee.
Okay. She grabs a couple of cups of coffee, and you head over to her quarters, and like she's got a couple of crates of things, and she roots through them. You
Am I
notice
gonna see that Dick is in one of them?
Dick is not in her quarters.
Yep. Okay.
The character's name that keeps on giving. Yeah, he's not there. You do notice that, but you do notice in one of the crates there is like one of like his top that you remember. You know what was left of his uniform is folded up very neatly, and is still dirty and has been. It's in a plastic bag and it's tucked in a corner in one of the crates that she goes through, and it's the crate that she does actually find like the big blocky data cartridge, which is slightly damaged on one end because if I remember correctly, it was quite difficult to get out of there. Yeah. So this is the thing, isn't it? This is You think this
It's
is
the one.
You think they're gonna be able to get something from this, Zam?
He seems like a really smart guy.
Okay, now you've told me that you found a bunch of friends, and on this place you found a really smart guy that can fix something like this.
Yeah.
Who the hell have I been flying with this past 18 months?
I told you I was drunk. It was an accident.
God damn it! And this sort of this bickering and arguing, or this chat, this heated discussion takes place, and you have the data cartridge, Sam. Is there anything? And we'll pick up on this. We'll go back to the dock, and then we'll go back to this. So much juicy stuff. Is there anything apart from these immediate things? Is there anything that Zam would like to do over this week? That any particular? If he just wants to chill out, if he wants to relax, he can do all kinds of things.
He's going to try and avoid anything that will put him in contact with people. He's quite embarrassed at the fact that he's made friends.
Oh.
He needs to go back to his loner lifestyle. So
Okay. So does he actively avoid, if he recognises the people he saw on his first night there, does he actively avoid them?
I think he's going to make sure he's not in a position whereby he's going to bump into them.
Does he bump into any of the other crew? It seems like the crew over this first week have taken a moment after sharing all this time together to go off in their separate directions just to have a bit of space from one another.
He'll actively avoid anybody he sees in the crew.
Okay.
I mean, they did leave him behind. That's
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. So
they made their choice.
yeah.
We left you behind in a bedroom. We could have left you behind in the vacuum of space.
Yeah.
All the same. In the vacuum,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying
the
that
vacuum
this...
of Zam's heart.
Okay, so mechanically, what stress are you on at the moment?
And I'm thinking
Sam?
there's probably some social stuff that we do together, but not with Zam, if he doesn't want to show up.
Oh, over this sort of week, you just sort of meet up and have lunch and sort of like
McCready's, drinks.
There's
lunch.
a couple of places like that do food. Like the biggest place is like the company canteen, which just as you know, like that's the place that does the breakfast at all time. The burger joint, there's a barbecue sort of restaurant and burger joint, which is the only place that serves like actual proper meat. It's really expensive. And there's also a very healthy eating sort of diner sort of place, which is predominantly it's veggie, vegan, and it's all homegrown in the biodome sort of.
Sorry, I thought you said dinosaur place.
Yeah, it's a dinosaur place.
Themed.
Yeah. As you walk in.
What could possibly go wrong? The thought that maybe the booths are like little kind of yellow jeeps that you just sit in.
Oh my
Meal,
god!
they just kind of shake slightly.
Yeah.
Clever
No
girl.
expense.
But that probably exists in the actual world. So.
Yeah, there must be.
Flanked by waiters.
Yeah. So over this week, of course, the group can choose to meet up occasionally and just have like a coffee, just catch up and see how everything's going. Which is also a way that mechanically, if they hear something, that everyone is clued in on things, unless they choose not to share it. But Zam's going to actively avoid this, is he?
As much as he can, as
Okay.
much as you'll let him.
Okay, well...
See if you press gang him into making
No,
friends.
I'm not press gang. You can do whatever you want. If you want to avoid the players that you're going to play with...
No, I think he'll
Okay.
he'll still... If they're going to McCready's, then he is probably still going to be going to
Yeah.
Last Call.
But he's not completely antisocial if they
He's
bump
not
him.
like
Yeah.
drinking heavily. No,
Yeah.
he's not.
Yeah. But your stress, Zam, what are you at the moment?
11.
11.
I love
I
it.
want to, as with Wendy and Blaze, I want to give you the option to be able to do something over this week to see if you can bring that down a little bit more.
Okay.
And if it's solitary, you can choose. Certainly, Zam's not someone that's going to be in the gym or anything. No, Wendy, I'm not going to. Don't.
I'm in the Fight Club.
There is like there's a small cinema screen where people, there are places where people can go. There's obviously like there's a sauna, there's meditation center, there's places for these workers.
I think, given his history with towels, he's got to go to the sauna, hasn't he?
Oh, he's packed his threadbare towel, hasn't he?
He's got his.
Suddenly, the warden realizes the mistake he made when he put the word sauna on the list of options. Okay.
He pushes on. He makes you suffer.
Okay. And you're going to go a couple of times over these days because in this place, in this sauna, there's a lot of like miners and stuff who are just trying to de-stress. This is, they're just sweating out everything and just, so you can go in and have a sauna in a couple of days.
Can Blaze go a couple of days as well after the workout sessions?
I would say
boxing?
each session in the sauna will be 30 credits.
Yeah.
There may be a chance that you see Blaze on one of these days.
Yeah, but it'll be so misty that he'll
Yeah.
try and.
Yeah.
I think it would just be a
Zam?
He's.
and then that's it.
Yeah.
And then they sit on opposite sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so for these, this is essentially a comfort roll in its own kind of way.
You say 30 credits, yeah?
Yeah, 30 credits per time. So you go, how many times in the week are you going to go?
2.
2. We will roll, once again, 3 skill checks for this. What will it be? It's got to be one of the saves. Normally it's a sanity save for the shore leave. I will let Zam choose sanity or body, and I say body because he's literally just going to be sweating out his stress and his tension, and probably the alcohol on the first night.
I'm going to go sanity because it's only slightly higher than body.
Okay, so 3 successes. Well, 2 successes are what you need. Best of 3. Let's see what.
That's a 78.
First one's a fail. That was the first time he bumped into Blaze. Puts him off.
Oh, that's a 29.
Okay, so there's a success.
Yeah. So what am I rolling now?
Same thing again. It's
Same
just
thing again, yeah?
yeah, just to say whether you succeed or fail on this skill check.
Yeah. That's 66. So that's a fail.
That's a critical fail.
And that's a critical fail.
Could you give me a panic check, please, Zam?
Does he lose his towel?
Well, panic is the D20, isn't it?
D20, and you have to roll above your 11. You have failed on this.
Now, as a trauma response for a Teamster, once per session, you may take advantage on a panic check.
Yes. Would you like to do that?
Uh,
You have to beat an 11. That was what you said you had.
yeah. Actually, no, because that might come in handy. Although, no, go on, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get above 11?
No, I rolled a 16 and a 13.
Oh, so you beat on both. You got above
Oh,
your
right, okay.
You
Oh,
got
right.
above your stress. Yes.
Of course, it's above, yeah.
Yeah. This is the only
Right.
roll you want to get above what your score is
Yeah,
in this game.
that's right, yeah.
And the only roll that in Mothership that requires a D20, which is why the D20 is probably something to be feared whenever you play this game. Just ask some of the players that have got some lingering trauma. Sorry, Doc. So you do not de-stress. You don't lose any stress. Blaze is always that you see him a couple of times and it sort of puts you off, and like you're just trying to find your own solitary space.
Yeah. Did that on purpose.
Yeah.
I make my pecs dance.
Yeah. Actually, it is a short leaf. So give me a D20. Give me a D10. I'm being very kind this week.
0, so that's 10.
Over this week,
Yeah.
you can take 5 off your stress. And I allow that because he said he was actively... His stress only is tested when he's around the crew.
And people.
Yeah.
It's a Zam thing, not an us thing.
It's a Zam thing. It's totally a Zam thing. Yeah. And maybe that's a character arc that will play out over, how Zam becomes the man we all know he can be underneath that harsh exterior.
No, he's going
No.
to keep disappointing you.
I don't think he can be.
And by the
For
way,
growth and change in character, it's not happening here.
No.
the 60 credits came out of his account.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good. Right, okay. So, but we cut back to the doctor. So we'll pick up with Zam and the captain heading over to Habitat. And Doc and Sarah, they are... they head over to admin. It's something this is definitely the more business offices and the running of the entire facility. And you kind of after a few questions, you manage to reach the communications sort of department. And there's a guy called Stenson, who is sort of the overall. That's Stensen. He's got sort of pale blonde hair, and his eyebrows are also sort of quite pale, so they almost look non-existent. He's got a very sort of Scandinavian look to him. But he greets you. Are you going to talk to me about Are you here to ask about the communications, sir?
In a sense, yes. I just want to know.
I'm sorry.
I'm not asking you to fix them. I know that's in hand. There's nothing can be done. Are there any ships in the vicinity?
What? No, we have no reports of. The only communication that works currently in this on this facility is the booster that we have that actually communicates with the ships that are landing. As far as we know, there's nothing coming in. Where I believe your ship, and of course you would have told me you are blah blah blah. Your ship is scheduled to be here in a couple of weeks, so we'll be able to communicate with them and guide them in. But anything anything beyond that, we haven't spotted anything. We don't really have any long range. This isn't the sort of facility that's meant for long range sensors like that. What is there? Are you expecting someone else?
I hope not.
Oh.
Just tell whoever is responsible for keeping watch to please keep a close eye for any ships approaching the planet.
Oh, really?
It's probably nothing, but...
Do I need to speak... Do I need to bring in the administrator? Do we need to know... Is there something we need to know? Or...
I don't want to... No. Just keep a watch.
Okay. With that in mind, I would appreciate if you keep this information. I mean, I'll talk to my superiors about this, but if you...
Yeah.
I mean, over the past few days, this has been bad enough with people complaining about the communications problems we have.
If potentially the two problems, it could be related. Hopefully it's not. It's just something that's broken in your system. But with what we've been through...
Nothing. He seems to be a little bit... He's thinking for a moment, a little bit concerned. How many were in your party when you arrived, sir, if you don't mind me asking?
8 of us, the 5 crew from the ship and 3 civilians.
Okay.
Plus a cat.
Okay. But you've No, it must have happened before then.
Sorry.
Where? I'm sorry.
We arrived yesterday.
Part of the communication. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It was just my mind. Just one of the communication radars we think might have been tampered with, or something's gone wrong with it. We think it's one of the issues behind the communication problems.
Okay.
I don't wish to insinuate that you or your party had anything to do with it, but after what you just said about other people arriving, I'm just a bit concerned that we have other things to be concerned about.
Stay sharp. That's all.
Okay, right.
Do a lot of people come through here? This facility? Stopovers and...
No. No. The only people we have coming through this place are people changing shifts every time. When people work here, they're usually on like 36-month contracts. You know, they're here for a few years and then they ship back off. There are a few that have stayed a bit longer, of course. Almost looking at 5 years now. But
no other visitors like us. Or...
This is I mean, I guess some of the management could be considered visitors, but you know, this is a mining facility. I mean, I'm not privy to the work that they're doing down in the crater, but you know, it's a working industrial complex. You are a very rare exception, and I think it's, you know, from what management said, it's certainly some sort of intercompany deal. They're just helping out. I think you're with Gibbous, I believe.
Yes.
You're not. Yes, I think that, you know, obviously they've paid. I think they're fronting the external costs for your stay, but yeah, this isn't really. It's not a hotel resort, as I'm sure you'll.
No. Just curious if this sort of thing happened a lot. That's all.
If there's anything you think we should be concerned about, and he sort of gives you a number. He gives you a card with a sort of number on it to communicate. There's there's short range communications within. You know, you almost have intercoms in your rooms and stuff. So that within all of this colony, there's a communication system like that works throughout. It's just externally that communications are out. So certainly, if you want to communicate with anyone from administration, specifically, he gives you like the communications card, so you can contact them without having to travel on the monorail backwards and forwards.
I give him the location of where I'm staying and just say, look, if any ships, if you spot any ships that aren't the one coming for us, just please let me know.
I will do. Thank you for the information, sir. And certainly, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry about I appreciate your candor and like.
It's not your fault.
As soon as this is fixed, I will let you know, and
thank you.
I'll let you both know, and we'll get this fixed. And that's the most you get out of him, but you do have a contact in communication. Yep. Could you roll me a D100, please, PJ? This is just a percentile.
82.
82. Okay. As you get back to the monorail station this time, and because you're waiting at the platform, you can see someone over the other side of the platform. There's a couple of workers who are scrubbing the wall of the other side. They're cleaning off something that seemingly graffiti. It's very strange, but like it's crude graffiti. And you catch the words. You can see there's two words on top of one another. You do not catch all of them. From the top word, you catch VER, and on the bottom word, GET. But they're currently, and you catch that before they manage to start wiping that off. And then the monorail arrives. I think it's a monorail. It must be a monorail. But every time I say it, my players are gonna do a little dance. Yeah. And why not? Because games nights should be full of joy. Okay. And you head back now, Doc. Once again, is there anything over this week? If there's anything else specifically, it seemed like a little bit of a dead end in some ways, but you did get a bit of information, and you have got a contact over the next few days. Is there anything over this first week that you would like to do? I don't know what your stress is like, Doc. Doc has been quite stressed through this whole campaign.
Yeah, it's at 9 at the moment. Out of nothing more than idle curiosity, he wants to check out the medical facilities.
Okay. And you do see, you're used to quite, clean, pristine medical facility. I mean, even what you turned your med bay on the ship, this tanker that is the O'Brien, even that you turned into quite pristine. This is less so. It's not. It's it's still hygienic, but they are. It's still rough and ready, and you can tell that there's a lot of dealing with people that on the main medical, like the infirmary, isn't in the living section as much. That bit is in the main hub, which is closest to the mining facility. So any mining accidents, etc., that happen, that would happen there. The one that is within the living habitat is almost like just a pharmacy, a GP. People keeping people on the level, making sure that there's any broken noses or anything like this, just keeping people healthy. So yeah, it's more like a general practitioner. But certainly there is a what's the doctor's name? You can Dr. West.
Herbert.
Sherbert. No, Philip is his name.
Okay.
And he when he looks like he's. It's the look of someone that probably likes a scotch now and then as well, but he's on the level.
I mean, he's a doctor.
But he's definitely he's a doctor on a mining colony. He probably has to put up with quite a lot. He's like, Forrest.
Yes.
Is it? Where do I know
Yes.
that? Where do I know that now? Are you William Forrest? Are you? When you go to see the doctor, you're on your own, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh well, I didn't expect to see someone like you in a place like this. This is I mean, don't get me wrong, sir. This is the arse end of space here. I mean, you usually have to do something wrong in order to get a job like this. But what brings you out here?
Oh, just fancy doing something for someone else for a change.
But you're a doctor, isn't that what we do by trade? Where we are.
We tend to.
What was it I can't remember. You were quite a big name within the medical profession. What happened, sir?
Family.
Oh, say no more. That's why I'm here as well. I mean, ever since, well, let's just say, a solitary life isn't always the thing we wish, is it?
No.
Well, what can I do for you? Do you have any ailments or anything?
No, I'm idle curiosity, Doctor.
Well, I will say there's a few people around here who just be careful. There's a few unsavoury folk around here.
Yes, I think I brought them with me.
Oh, really? So I'm going to be patching up a few scallywags here and there, am I?
I apologise in advance.
Oh well, I'll do what I can. I'm not as good as you with a scalpel. I'm more like a butter knife, but I'll stitch them up.
Well, while I'm here, if I can assist in any way, just let me know.
Well, it's fascinating. I've got this. I like to do a bit of just light reading on the side, about certain medical procedures and the like. And may I ask you a few questions?
Of course.
Well, wonderful. Just give me a moment. I'll just get my books. And the doc, finding a like-minded gentleman to share knowledge and to speak about his profession, can spend it depends how often you want to do this, PJ. But there is someone that you can go and you can Talk about what you know with someone who also knows it. Your intellect is... I mean, he's a decent doctor. You can immediately tell he's a decent doctor, but you are surgeon.
There would be a wariness. They'd have this initial meeting, and then he'd probably only go back one more time.
Okay.
He's definitely wary.
But how does he feel about, like, talking about the medical profession? You know, what the things he knows.
Well, it gives him a chance to show off, and he loves that. But also just talking to someone who sort of understands a bit more about the life he's led.
Okay. Which takes his mind off his problems a little bit, I would think, and helps him. Certainly, his mind is racing in all directions and has been for the past week or two. But this is a good medical textbooks. I know where I am with this. You can focus on the words and everything and the information. So let's treat this as a little bit of a skill check, PJ. Let's see if we can help you. Let's see how well the doctor does. It's got to be intellect, surely.
Can I add either field medicine or surgery?
Oh. I'm going to roll... You can, right? I'm going to roll a D100.
Mm-hmm.
If I roll under a 50, you can add both. I rolled a 5.
Yeah, okay. So intellect.
So here's 3 checks.
I can do this. I need to get under 78. I can do that.
Wow.
The doc's a very intelligent man.
That's a 10.
Okay, that is a big success. And initially, you know, just seeing these sort of books as well. You see some old ones you haven't seen probably since the time when you were trained, like you were a student yourself, and it just brings, you know, you're away with it.
50.
Okay.
And 13.
So the doc smashes this. Okay. 3 successes. Roll me a d10.
2.
You can take away a stress.
Thank you.
But you can add 1 point to your sanity, fear, or body.
Okay. I'm going to add that to fear. Give me a whopping 15 for fear now.
Okay. Now, as this takes your mind off it, give me a sanity save.
I don't get to add anything to this, I assume.
I'll allow the field medicine. I don't know what your
Field
sanity.
medicine.
I don't know what your sanity is, Doc. But
Sanity's 53, so field medicine takes that up to 68.
okay. God, I am being generous tonight, aren't I, viewers?
2.
You rolled a 2.
Rolled a 2.
Dr. Bill Forrest.
Mm.
What condition do you want to lose?
Deflated.
You are no longer deflated.
Thank fuck.
Still haunted.
Mate.
He is still haunted.
Oh yeah, but haunted doesn't gain me stress whenever someone else fails a check.
This is... And it takes you, like... One thing that strikes you, Doc, over this time when you're doing it, is during this whole time that you're sharing this time with a colleague and going through books, you didn't need or take a single drink that whole time. And it cleared your mind, which helped you center yourself a little bit. you still feel there's something niggling at you, but it certainly helped put your mind at ease for this week. Okay. Zam! We're going to wait for something else. There's going to be something else. I think we know what the finale of the show is going to be. Zam!
When Wendy and the Droogs are showing up.
Yeah, you just see... just... Oh, dear. Zam, you and the captain heading over to Fletcher's with this data tape. And you get there, and you pass over... Do you pass over the note that Bex gave? Or did you do that initially? I can't remember now.
I don't think I did, no. I just said Beck sent me, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll pass him the note this time.
Okay. And when he looks at that, he's sort of like, oh, wow. And he leads you through. He decides to go on a break. He tells the rest he's going on a break, and he leads you and the captain through to like a storeroom. A storeroom that has a desk at the end of it, and like a desk / workbench / I mean, if you thought he smelt like electrical equipment, you know, this thing, there are wires there of all kinds. There's taken apart bits. There are projects that are half made. There's an old school monitor. There's not often that you see a chunky monitor, but there's some of them, and there's shelves of bits and bobs and parts. Some of them are sort of not fully made, but then there's a couple of some tech that you've only seen in like retro adverts, like old magazines with like retro sort of advertisements of sort of like vid players and all kinds of scanners. And he shows you to where he's working. He's like, so what is it you had to trade? Yeah, have you got it?
Look at this. Yeah. And then I assume the captain still got it, yeah?
Yeah. Oh my, they haven't used this. This is old. This is one of the old relay data cases. They haven't used these since they... God, 50 plus years. Where did you get this?
We found this on a relay station that was pretty beat up.
Did you get anything else?
I reckon you could... no, we had to leave in a hurry.
Oh, why? He's only kind of half listening as he's taking in this.
Things are getting a bit dicey. You reckon you could find out what's on that?
Oh, I think I might have something here. And he just pushes the data case, like data cartridge, back into you, like, but he's like rooting through things, and you just hear like metal being thrown about, and like, oh, where is it? I've got an old communication device here. I used to be able to use backup drives. Do you think, oh my god, if some of this data's salvageable, this could be fascinating. I could back this up onto a CD. Anyway, and he starts rooting around, and he eventually comes back with it's a strange looking box. It almost looks retro. It almost looks like something that came out of the Nostromo from Alien. It's that kind of retro tech, and like he's plugging, and it's got several different slots for this cartridge. You know, seemingly as if it would accept these sort of cartridge. And he's plugging in sort of wires, these curly wires of different colours, and he's flicking switches and plugging, and you hear like things. There's one machine that he starts going tick, 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 and he presses another one that starts going, and immediately you get an intense smell of like, something's warming up, like a radiator that you haven't switched on for quite some time, and the initial smell is, should I be worried? As he's in his own zone, and he's thinking, now this case could be an issue. Now I don't wish to. Obviously, we have not made a trade yet. Before I take the data off. What do you want for this? I have scanners. I have all manner of different devices here that could help you out. How much is this worth to you? What kind of device will ZAM be interested in?
Well, I think Zam's gonna consult with the captain. What's gonna be best for the ship?
Well,
or maybe is there anything that could help Dick?
There are a couple of things that I'm taking from the equipment list. I'm reading from the equipment list of the Mothership book here. He has a couple. There is a radio jammer.
Yeah.
Which is quite a big device. It's almost like a rucksack-sized device.
Yeah.
Which he tells you, when activated, renders incomprehensible the radio signals of everything within 100 kilometers. Okay. And he sort of chuckles to himself, saying, you want to find out about communications, and this one will just cut them off completely. There is a portable computer terminal, which is a sort of... Normally these things are quite high tech, but he's made it. He's sticking these things together, and they do work well. Yeah. But there's a flat computer monitor, keyboard and interface, sort of a mini sort of computer in itself, which allows the user to hack into pre-existing computers and networks, as well as perform standard tasks. So it's like a hacking computer. This is when he mentions there's some stuff that may not be strictly legal. It's a little hacking terminal. There is... do I do this? There's a med scanner. You've seen something like this on the ship. This is allows the user to scan a living or dead body to analyse it for disease or abnormalities without having to do a biopsy or autopsy. Results are often non-instantaneous and may require a lab for analysis. But that was one he's not too sure about because he doesn't know too much about the medical equipment. There's some infrared goggles, which allows the wearer to see heat signatures, sometimes up to several hours old. He does say that for the cartridge he'll throw in night vision with that, if you want that. There is an emergency beacon. This is something that he does say you might have to throw in something extra for this one. This is a small device that sends up a flare and then emits a loud beep every few seconds. Additionally, sends out a call on all radio channels to ships or vehicles in the area. But he also says it can be blocked with a radio jammer. And lastly, when you mention about the Android that you have, there's a cybernetic diagnostic scanner, which allows the user to scan androids and other cybernetic organisms in order to diagnose any physical or mental issues they may be having. Androids often don't like these things. That's what he says. Especially the one he's got, because it's like an older version that he's rigged up to work with modern systems. He says, now this will work with the amalgamated interest models as well. It's pretty handy. You can pick one of them.
What do you think, Captain?
Well, to be honest,
The
Sam,
radio jammer might come in handy.
why do we want to jam radios? Aren't they having problems getting messages through right now? Why do we want to...
Maybe we could jam the jam.
Jam... For God's sake.
That's science.
We could reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
Yes.
With that, I would say you can talk the captain into whatever you want to have, Zam.
Do you think the radio jammer would potentially help? Although would the computer terminal be better for hacking into their systems? Maybe.
I will allow some in-game player interaction right now, because this is something that I've thrown on them. What do you think, guys?
I think I'm not there.
Not there. You see, I was like, oh, that computer thing sounds really interesting, but ZAM doesn't do computers.
No.
So, yeah, he would just not
Yeah.
want anything to do, can't hit it with a spanner.
And I can imagine Sam just wandering around the ship with the infrared goggles on and just...
No, I don't know. I think
I mean, the scanner for like the what was it, like androids and thingies?
Yeah.
That would have been useful.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that when
it's not really helpful for Dick now,
when that's mentioned, the captain initially is quite pleased, but then she remembers
yeah.
it's not really going to do us any good right now.
I think it's a toss-up between the radio jammer and the portable computer terminal. And I'm thinking maybe the computer terminal would be better because we can hack with it. So even if it doesn't help us,
Can any of us
these
hack?
communication issues.
Are
I
any
mean,
of
I
us
can hack
hackers?
through a femur pretty quickly. But...
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have
hit
the
things.
none of you have the hacking skill.
Dick used to hack.
Oh.
Pull one out for Dick. Hang on. Okay, Zam, what are you going to pick? This is going to be equipment that the entire crew will be able to use going forward.
If he tells us about it.
That's
yeah,
true.
you might
yeah.
just hide it.
Yeah.
Does the captain have anything to say?
The radio jammer is a big device. It's rucksack size.
Yeah.
Whereas the portable terminal, it's a little chunkier than a laptop, but it's almost like it probably looks a little bit more like, when they get those military grade laptops that have those big chunky cases. It's more like that sort of thing, but a little bit more patched together. A couple of
I'm kind of thinking now like car mechanics who always used to be spanners and hitting things, and then there was the moment when it became all about plugging in a computer.
Yeah.
And if you go
I
to the
think we'll go
dodgy
for
car
the,
mechanic, they've got a computer that will see all engines, even though that shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where ZAM is.
I think, maybe we go for the portable computer terminal then, please.
Okay. Then add that to your inventory. You do have a portable computer terminal. I can give you the details, but it's also, like I say, it's on
That's fine, yeah.
page 35 of the equipment list on the Mothership manual. And as soon as you have that, it goes, so I can keep the data case, yes?
Hey, it might be fun to find out what's on there.
Yeah, well, yes. But
Let's
in order
have
to
a
do that, I'm going to have to do this. And he starts snapping the part of the broken bits. And he starts like smashing it and like cutting bits off. But you see, as he's doing it, the card that's in there, the casing around it, he's not touching that. So he's freeing up some of the dented bits. And he puts it within another, you see him put it within another, almost a frame that is the same size. Once he's torn this bit apart, it's almost like an empty case that he's put together. And then he slots it into this machine. And he's just messing about with some dials for a bit. As the captain looks at you and like, where the hell did you find this guy, Zam?
He's a friend of a friend. I told you I accidentally made friends.
Okay. I think we probably need to. I need to talk to you about that at some point, Zam. But
Yeah, probably best.
shh, as you hear a voice go, shh, 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 shh. I think I might have something. It's an audio. It's an audio message of some kind. You see him like messing about with dials. It's slightly corrupted and damaged. But hold on, and you hear this. If I beef up the signal a little bit, and you hear the static get loud for a bit, and at one point the captain's like, "Oh god damn!" And it comes in. And you just hear a voice. Croaky voice. This is Darwin Buchanan, Managing Director of the Sojourn branch of Echelon. The ship's communications have gone down, but I'm using a high frequency signal boost right now, so I hope someone receives this message. I don't know how long I have, so I'll make this quick. There's something wrong with this ship. The people have been getting sick. I've never felt so ill in my life, and I keep seeing things, and I'm so hungry all the time. And the synthetics aboard, they've been acting strange as well. I don't know what's happening, but it all started after we made the jump. I can't be sure, but it has to be that hyperdrive. As he says this, the static crackles a little bit. You think you can hear voices in the background somewhere? You're not quite sure what they are. Ree just pushed it so fucking hard. I should have known he must have taken a shortcut somewhere. I'm worried he's used that technology we found. If he's done that, then oh god, the rest of the fleet can't be allowed to. He's planning to run it on all. It's a widespread launch. If this happens to another ship, I knew that fucker was. That must be why he asked me to take part in this voyage. If it worked, he could have rubbed his smug victory in my face. But if it failed, well, I guess I'm finding you hear him sort of, he splutters and coughs, and you hear the sound of what sounds like someone throwing up. A lot. Oh god. And as he's coughing, in the background you can hear screams somewhere. You definitely pick up some sort of screams. Oh god. We're so far from home. No help is coming. My skin is tingling and the humming in my head won't stop. My brain feels like it's coming apart. As he's saying this, you notice, Zam, that like the captain is completely, her jaw's just a little slack. She's watching this. Her eyes almost look a little glassy. I don't know what's happening to me. or to anyone here. But if you're hearing this message, you have to stop this. Something. Oh God. Oh God. And you hear the click of a pistol. And his voice starts to change slightly. It gargles a little bit. Oh, Olivia. Please don't think of me as a coward. I'm afraid I can't fix this one. I love you. And you hear a loud bang. And something go limp. And it's silent for a while. Until you can hear more screaming in the background. It just gets louder and louder. And then the static intensifies. And it gets loud until there's a high-pitched squeal. It is almost like a banshee cry on several different there's several different layers to it. It makes you hold your hands to your ears, and everyone in the room is like, "Oh God!" Everyone in the station hears this. It comes across every speaker within the colony. At this point, Doc, I imagine Sarah's with you at one point, because she hangs around you with a fair bit. At this point, like, you're just probably milling around like the main bit, and she just goes, she buckles over, absolutely folds over, and she throws up immediately. Like, she starts like screaming, and even you, like, the sound just almost gets in your head a little bit, and before it stops, and she's on her knees, just crying, just absolutely sobbing. Back in the main room, the scream stopped because Fletcher flicked the machine off. So, what was that? What was that? And the captain's looking at you, Zam, like, is that... What was that, Zam?
That's pretty much what we found on the Icarus. I told you some crap had gone down on that ship.
Oh, God. He said Regis. That's not...
I don't suppose we've got a recording of this that we could keep for ourselves ever? I could have a backup. Or...
And the captain's like, looks down at Fletcher. He's like, why would you want a copy of this? I could just delete it. I just didn't. Why would anyone want this? This is not...
Oh, I could use this.
And the captain just picks up like some sort of wire burner, and she just goes, "Give us a fucking recording. Give me a goddamn backup of that now." Okay, but then I can, and you can see that Fletcher's like, he's surprised by this. Well, you know, he's shocked by the whole thing, but he's the sort of person that seems to want to move on from it fairly quickly. But once I have the recording, you can the tape is mine and I can wipe this. Yes. Once you have the backup. Fine. And he starts making a backup. Oh. Zam. If they know... If he was willing to... And the captain can't really...
That piece of shit. I knew it.
And we back out of that scene. As we back out to where... Doc, you're with Sarah as she's coughing and crying. What do you do?
I'm trying to comfort her as best I can. I assume I'm not really getting through to her, but
as you try to comfort her, and she doesn't look up at first. She's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, and she's just holding her head, like,
Sarah, it's okay. You're safe. You're with me.
It's not okay.
What is it?
Oh god, it's not okay. And when she looks up, there is blood all down the front of her face, like a nosebleed, and she's also bleeding from her eyes and her ears. Oh god. Oh god.
We need to get you some medical help.
Did you hear it?
I heard the noise.
And she just grabs hold of your shirt, Doc. We weren't the only ones who heard it.
What do you mean?
Oh god. I think it heard. And I think it's coming.
The Icarus?
And Sarah just screams as tears are pouring from her eyes. As we fade out. And we open up once again in another part of the mining facility. It seems to be more of a structure that is like more like where the admin and everything else, one of those sort of, there's mechanical parts and bits everywhere, but this seems to be, as we scan across, we can see cyber diagnostic scanners, we can see parts, you know, tools, there's scalpels, there's electrical equipment, scanners of all kinds, and a couple of figures stood around just looking at something. Like, I mean, she wanted us to try and do what we can to fix this thing. I mean, she backed it up, right? Yeah, she backed it up, but you know, I don't know what can be done about this. This is, I mean, it's an old model. It's certainly older than anything we've got on this system, but I guess we can try and fix it up, as cleaning up as best we can. It's a fucking mess. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work just to put some bits back in where they're supposed to be. I tell you what, I mean, she's paying us a fair bit, and I do need the cash. Those poker games aren't doing me any good. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm not in the mood for an all-nighter right now, so let's go head to LC, get a few drinks, and we'll pick this up. We'll pick this up in the morning. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Perhaps I'll do a bit of research. I'll see if I can find out about one of these old models. I haven't seen anything like this before. Anyway, yeah, let's go. And they start putting their jackets on. Night, whoever you are. See you in the morning. As the lights go off, and we pan down to a table where there is the form, or what's left of it, of Dick Sloane. No clothes. It's completely. There's only the torso. His eyes are closed. He's lying there. The bottom half of him, currently a ragged mess. Some of the synthetic entrails hanging out. So we pan across a peaceful face. A very peaceful face. Down across the torso. Across the arm that has a nasty gash in it. As we focus down, we stop on the hand of the arm that had the gash. As it just there for a brief moment. And then the index finger begins to twitch on its own. And that's where we're going to end this week's session.
Oh. Fucking hell.
So next week, either Gav's playing two characters or Dick's going evil and we have to kill him.
What could happen next time? What could happen? what could happen on this game? I know one thing that's going to happen for certain, and that's that we're going to have a lot of fun playing this, because that was an amazing session this week. I had a lot of fun. It went off in all different directions. My wonderful players, You know, they're giving me gifts. And it's going to be so much fun. I mean, we didn't even get to the part where I thought we were going to end this week's session. Yep. But certainly some food for thought. Some things are kicking off, and my players currently look like they have a lot to think about. But we hope you enjoyed this week's session, because that's what this whole thing's about. As much as like we're in deep with the stress and the and the stress and the panic and the gore and everything else and the nightmares. There was no ghost this time, PJ. Are you pleased about that? No, he's not. So
No. She bled from everything in her face.
Well, you know, who knows why? Well, the warden knows why, and you might find out soon as well. But thank you for watching, and my wonderful players. Where can they find you in the wide open world? Social media, or whatever. Or websites, etc. Let's start with Jim.
Twitter at JimBob1978.
And I'm still hanging on in there on Twitter with Twitter. At Lizzie Boyle says.
Same. Twitter and Instagram though. At Bob Goblin.
Twitter until I can figure out how to use Mastodon, I guess. At PJ Montgomery. I don't know.
And you can find me on the social media at Jester Diablo. And of course, if you want, look at the links down in the show notes. No, it's down. We can all point down. Don't worry, we can all point down. The thing is, they know exactly where they are on the screen, so they're just playing silly buggers.
Right now. Rotate my picture.
But yeah, so go forth at Vinyl, because they might have some questions for me after this session, and certainly we might have some questions for each other, because the finale of season 1 is fast approaching. We've got another couple of episodes in us. Who knows where we'll leave this crew and this story for season 1. It's been amazing so far, and we're probably going to do like an after show sort of question special as well. So be on the lookout for any shout outs on social media at Safe Space RPG on Twitter and Instagram. Now that we've got an Instagram, like posting up and trying to get stuff out, who knows? I'll see if I can figure out video clips. I don't know. I might actually give this lot, the keys to the car when it comes to things like Instagram, so we can all post and do the good stuff. Gav's got a face like, don't do that. You'll unleash a Pandora's box of which you cannot contain.
The player takeover.
yeah. But yeah, please follow us on there and throw us some questions. I mean, we're going to have a night of just us discussing the campaign so far, which has been immense fun. But yes, a big shout out as always, Elliot Red for the amazing Safe Space intro theme.
Woohoo.
I'm sure you, like us, can't get enough of it. I have watched that intro so many times, it's unreal. And for fun. Tabletop Audio for the wonderful music that you hear in the background, nice ambient sounds. They're all like 10 minutes long. Follow them on Patreon, and you can, there's a load of free ones on the website that you can download, but you can get even more if you follow them on Patreon. And they graciously allowed us the use of the music that you can hear now, and there's so much more, as well as like fantasy stuff, like your fantasy RPG games and stuff like that. So there's loads of good stuff on there. So thanks to them. I always feel like I undersell the people I should thank, so I just want to put a shout out. And to Tuesday Night Games, etc., for this wonderful game that we've turned into my friends not trusting me anymore. So without further ado, join us next week to find out where the story goes from here, and see what threats have been initiated, and if there's any more threats yet unseen that no one knows about. But I'm sure it'll be fine. This is a place to hang out. Oh, I love that I have this reaction on my players. So even though they hate me, we all love you, and wherever you are in the world, until next week, we hope you certainly stay safe. Bye everyone.
Bye.